Oh boy, do we got some shit to talk about today. I thought I thought we were gonna hit the end with Nathaniel Hackett getting fired, but yesterday I know the news broke yesterday, but I didn't feel like making another video. But Blake Bortles has been benched. Cody Kessler's gonna start against the Colts. I want the guy to do well, because hopefully it will at least give us an option when we do draft a quarterback next year that maybe Cody can start the season and maybe get some production out of him. I mean, I want the guy to do well. Just hopefully that works out and he can be salvageable. Um, but I want to talk about Blake, man. For those of you who have followed me for a while, y'all will know I was one of Blake Bortles' biggest supporters. Like, and truthfully, even around Jacksonville, like, I don't think anybody wanted the guy to fail. Like, nobody wanted to see Blake Bortles fail. Like, I like the guy. Like, I just didn't. He wasn't a head case. He was a good team guy. Just he had everything that you look for. He just couldn't throw the fucking ball right and was inconsistent. And it just finally got to the point where it's time. Like, and now the deal kind of sucks. Where I mean, the good thing about the whole Blake Bortles deal, it may only affect us next year, assuming someone's not going to trade for him, which I don't think even for a seventh round pick without eating the majority of that contract, I don't think anybody's going to take it. But shit, sorry, I'm still getting over being sick. But I don't know, man. It sucks. I mean, we drafted him back in 2014. He was our first. He was our third overall pick. He had a great year in 2015 and had a pretty good year last year. Like, and I'll be grateful that Blake did that for us. And I wish the guy the best. But like, I mean, statistically, and if you go off playoff wins, I'll get to that in a second, Chris. The guy was the second best quarterback we've ever had, really. I know people are going to say, "What about David Garrard?" David Garrard didn't win the playoffs. David Garrard didn't have, I think, only had one season where he threw for more than 20 touchdowns. And I'm saying statistically, and if you count playoff wins, Blake Bortles is the second best quarterback we've ever had. But this year, it just got to the point where it was bad. Like, it looked like shit, and I'm just happy it's over. It needed to be over. And truthfully, because I think Dave Caldwell is shaking in his boots about his job, because even though Dave Caldwell's done a lot of good here, and people fail to realize that, like, oh, he's only had two successful first round picks. Okay, but what about guys he's found in the later rounds? I mean, you forget Telvin Smith, Yannick Ngakwe, Miles Jack, Cam Robinson. I hate to even say this name, Allen Robinson. Allen Hearns, Marquise Lee. And free agent signings like Calais Campbell, AJ Boye, Sean Gibson. So he's found guys that are good. He hasn't done everything, but unfortunately, what makes or breaks a general manager is if you are forced to draft a franchise. Excuse me. If you are forced to draft a franchise quarterback, did you deliver? And unfortunately, with Blake Bortles, that's not the case. Whether he stays or not, I don't know. Because, like, honestly, the way things are, I don't think this is ending soon with Jacksonville with firing people. I think Todd Wash definitely needs to go. And even though people are talking about Doug Marrone being safe, which I'd be willing to give Doug Marrone one more year, but I don't, after something else I just heard, I don't think he's safe either. Like, I don't think he's 100% safe. Because, well, I'll get to that in a minute. And when you're talking about drafts, like I said, I'm a huge Will Grier guy. Like, I want Will Grier. Like, out of everybody in this draft, I want Will Grier. I think he's going to be the best quarterback in this draft. I'm not sold on Justin Herbert at all. I pray to God he goes back to college so we don't even get the chance to draft him. The couple games I've seen him play, I'm not impressed. Drew Lock, even though people are high on him, and it's not just because he's from Missouri, where we got our shittiest quarterback in history, Blaine Gabbert. I'm not sold on him. Um, I am starting to like Dwayne Haskins though out of Ohio State. That guy looks pretty good. Hey D1, how are you, buddy? You're still not going to the playoffs either, fuckface. Um, uh, but what was I talking about? I still like Tyree Jackson, even though I don't think he'll be a first round pick. So I think it's either between Will Grier or Haskins of what guy I want to see drafted. Like, I'm starting to be on Haskins a little bit. But let me you know what, D1? You probably are. We fucking suck right now. So congratulations. But anyway, what you got? Oh yeah, that's another thing I heard. I was in a hangout last night with the one and only Buttway, and I know he's saying it to fuck with me and because he doesn't know shit. He was saying the Jaguars are gonna sign Joe Flacco. And I'm like, because let me be real, I can't stand Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco fucking sucks. D1, I got you. But anyway, and I'll still bet with you. I don't give a fuck. Because you never know, Cody Kessler might be the shit. I'm hoping he is, but probably not, but I'm hoping he is. But anyway, so I've heard, and this is why, and a part of it too is what I dug deep into, like, what I dug deeper into, this is why I don't think Doug Marrone is necessarily safe. Because I know he was saying the Joe Flacco thing to fuck with, and personally I think Joe Flacco sucks. Like, it's over for the guy. But here's what I read, and here's what I've heard from people, even in Baltimore, because y'all know I live here. Besides Joe Flacco, the writing's on the wall pretty much that John Harbaugh will not be back with the Ravens next year. So, and likely landing places for him, one of them was Jacksonville, which I actually like John Harbaugh as a coach. Like, the guy won a Super Bowl, so. And yes, I like Doug Marrone, and I think he does deserve one more year, but if the Jags want to wash their hands clean of everything, because the one thing I'm not liking with Doug Marrone, it feels like he's losing control of the team. I mean, Leonard Fournette getting in fights and shit, getting suspended, like, and Jalen Ramsey doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. It's like, somebody's got to go to these guys and say, stop your shit and play ball. And I think John Harbaugh is the type of guy that'll do that. So, if that was the case, if they really want to make a play for John Harbaugh, I would be for that. That'd be one of the only ways I could see getting rid of Marrone. That's why I say, like, everybody talking about Doug Marrone's safe. Like, I don't know for a fact that Doug Marrone is 100% safe. I don't think anybody is. From Tom Coughlin down, I don't think anybody's safe right now. Because this season was such a fucking disappointment and disaster. Like, we had Super Bowl aspirations, but this was such a fucking train wreck that, Shad Khan might feel some type of way about it and just fucking cut everybody out. And then there actually is truth to the fucking Joe Flacco rumor, because John Harbaugh loves Joe Flacco. That's his quarterback. And, with seemingly looking like Lamar Jackson's going to be the guy there, he might want to bring his ass here. Like, here's how I feel about this. If they want to make a play for fucking Joe Flacco, I don't like it. I don't think it's a good idea. But I do think there is a chance he can resurrect his career here. I think he can actually may want to show people that, hey, Baltimore, you shouldn't have got rid of me for Lamar Jackson. Yeah, Teal Town, I'm thinking that too. I got to see how Cody Kessler plays, but that's my point. If Cody Kessler is asshole and sucks, and not going to get us anything, I'd be willing to give it a chance. Let Joe come here on a 2-year deal. Don't give him no real kind of money, because the Ravens made that mistake. Giving him any type of money completely fucked that team up. Like, they're just now starting to get out of that shit. So, if he were to come here, I'd give him like maybe $3 million a year at the most. But he'd have to be on an incredibly short leash. And with him coming here, I still want the mindset of not changing draft strategy and drafting a quarterback, knowing that's our future. Because it's tough because whether Will Grier, Dwayne Haskins, Tyree Jackson, whoever, it's tough to pinpoint anybody in this draft saying this guy's ready to start day one. Like, so I'd be all right with him as like a bridge quarterback, but when he starts fucking up, when that's it, it's it. Like, give him like a 2-year, like $6 million deal or something like that, because ain't nobody giving that faggot any kind of real money. Let's be honest. So yes, I remember. Yeah, I remember. And like in Teal Town, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if all this were to happen, because this is stuff that I just looked around and found out about. Like, I don't know how true it is from the Jaguar standpoint, but and the only way I'd be like John Harbaugh, I'd be all right with no matter what. But if you were to bring Joe Flacco here, it has to be on the two things got to happen. Cody Kessler has to be complete shit the next 5 weeks. And we still have to go with it. And we need to not give him like any type of real money, and make sure this dickhead understands you're a bridge quarterback until, the guy we draft is ready. That'd be the only way I would be okay with it. Because once Joe Flacco starts sucking, I want him out the goddamn lineup. Because it's bound to happen. Unless, like, he really channels some shit and becomes, Joe Flacco from 2012, which I don't think is happening. So, the truth of that, if there's any truth to that rumor, that'd be the only way I'd be okay with it. As long as, like, everybody understands he's a bridge quarterback, and whoever we take in the first round, which I'm praying to God is Will Grier, we're good. And part of this too is our offensive line. Our offensive line is completely destroyed with injury. So I think that has a lot to do with everything. Like, for us to be successful next year, them and Fournette got to come back healthy next year. They just have to. And but anyway, so that's what's going on internally. We got the Colts. Only chance we have at winning this game is if our defense wakes the fuck up. I don't know what to expect from Cody Kessler. Last year during that Browns 0-16 shit, I thought he was the best quarterback. He was better than Kaiser. He was better than Kevin Hogan. Like, I think he was their best quarterback last year and should have played a lot more. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with Cody. But in order to have any kind of chance against the Colts, our defense has got to show up. Like this is another reason why I want Todd Wash gone. There's so much fucking talent being wasted on this defense. Like, it's ridiculous how much talent's being wasted. And Todd Wash is kind of doing what Todd Haley did with the offense of Pittsburgh last year. He's coasting on high end talent and thinks he doesn't have to think. Well, it doesn't work like that. So that's one reason now I want Todd Wash gone, because he's starting to do that bullshit. So that's where we're at. I mean, of course I want the Jags to win. I'll be watching, of course. Like, I hope they fucking win, and I hope Cody does well, because I really don't want to do this Joe Flacco shit, but that might be. But unfortunately, that really might be a realistic option. As crazy as it sounds, and as much as I hate this fucker, like, it might be real. It might be a real possibility. So I don't know. That's all I got. So hopefully some good things happen this week. But until then, it's your boy Jagging Off with JJag.com. 904 that bold city Duval still in this hoe. I'm out.